stay-at-home mom, and I also do Bas Studios full-time with fingers in my mouth. Taking care of this one. He's gonna be real fun throughout this video. Alrighty, so it is me, Cameron, and my husband, Justin. We live in Southwest Florida. The name used to be Bas Arts, and then I changed it to Bas Studios because I wanted to do a variety of things. I know I'm supposed to be talking about my past, but some of my future goals are to share just everyday homemaking stuff. I really enjoy baking and cooking and just DIY projects, and like you can see behind me, I didn't want to buy wallpaper, so I just drew it on the wall. I just want to share some of that stuff. I love decorating, homemaking, really. When I was 13 years old, my mom helped me and started Brit's Handmade Jewelry, where I basically just did a lot of beaded things. Thank you, baby. We were holding a lot of different charity events for my uncle who had cancer. When I was gifted a Swarovski crystal beaded set, I knew I wanted to somehow try to raise money for my uncle as well, and so my mom helped me get started with that. Whoa. We started Brit's Handmade Jewelry, and I did a lot of events at the fire department, because my dad's a fireman, a lot of different charity events, and then after when my uncle passed away, I was trying to find different events. We ended up donating to another fireman in need. I had my jewelry actually in 3 different boutiques, and we were selling across the state. This was before I knew anything about Etsy. We didn't have anything established online. It was just a lot of family and friends and word of mouth type of thing. I'm not gonna get any work done. I was gonna try to work throughout this video, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. So after that, I got too involved with friends and school and church and sports and that sort of thing, so that didn't last very long, and my mom ended up doing most of the work, so it just wasn't fair to her. And in high school, I was very much so your typical art nerd. I ended up winning Best Artist for my senior superlatives. I was in the Center for the Arts, and I took an AP drawing and design, a bunch of other different. I had more art classes than I did anything else. After high school, while I was going to college, I was balancing working at TJ Maxx and I was working at Jared, and then so I loved Jared. Fell in love with jewelry, which no surprise. So I had quit TJ Maxx and I was working Jared full time. And then in 2016, I was too sick at the time to work, and I don't really want to talk a lot about that just because that was the lowest point in my life, and there's a lot of things that happened during that time that I deeply regret, and I'm a new person from that. I don't even want to associate myself with my old self from that time period, but anyways, I digress. So I started got my first wood burner. I found like a video on Facebook, I think, of someone wood burning, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I have to try that. So I went to my local, I don't know, Joann's, and paid like $20 for a wood burner, and I tried it out one year for Christmas and made everybody in my family wood burn things, which are so cringy to me now, but and then from there my mom really pushed and was like, you have to put this in, you have to start making stuff and selling it on Etsy. And so that's how I got started, was hand wood burned cutting boards and picture frames. I think picture frames is what really took it off for me. I remember one Christmas, 2018, it was the worst. It was so bad that I'm embarrassed to say, but I got greedy and I was selfish and I didn't really know better. I've learned a lot since then, but I just let the cha-chings, which is when you get a notification that you've sold something, I just let the cha-chings keep rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling, and I was just like watching the numbers grow and getting so excited that I never really thought, like, I never gave myself an amount of time to work and get these finished on time for Christmas. And I apologize if you're a customer that had bought from that time and didn't receive it in time for Christmas, or you received any sort of bad service from me back then. You live and you learn, and I'm embarrassed, but at the same time I'm not, because I think that it was such a huge learning curve for me. Then I think it was like a point of, after returning so many orders that I wasn't able to fulfill because they were late, I had to make a decision of, am I going to go ahead and go through with this, like upgrade? We obviously needed to upgrade. I couldn't wood burn everything anymore, and or do I want to give up and go back and get a job? And obviously we found the Glowforge. The Glowforge was exactly what we needed in that point in time. We lived in a townhome where it was just a courtyard. Like, we didn't have a garage or anything, so we couldn't have one of the bigger laser machines. And then when we got the Glowforge, it did get easier, and I got a whole lot smarter with processing times and making sure that customers receive in time for Christmas. That was a really hard lesson. That was a really tough year. I remember taking in so many orders that I wasn't sleeping. Like, I was like losing my ever-loving mind, because I would work until like 2 a.m. and then I would take a power nap, like an hour and a half nap, wake up at like 3:30 and then come back and work. And then when the sun came up, I would take packages to the post office, come back home, work, sleep for an hour. It was like, I remember like taking a video and my eyelids were like almost swollen shut because I was so exhausted. I was losing it, and I had to have my sister and my mom and my husband help me, and it was just this horrible, chaotic mess of a lot of bad decisions on my part. But like I said, we live and we learn. After that, got married and then moved into this house, although I do still have my Glowforge in my art room. So right when the pandemic happened, we moved in here during quarantine. My husband was a manager at a restaurant on Fort Myers Beach, and he wasn't going to work, so we had the perfect amount of time to fix this place up, unpack, paint, do whatever we needed to do. At that time, we have been trying for about 8-9 months. We've been trying to get pregnant, and then we finally got pregnant in June and had this little monster. January of 2021, he was 3 weeks early. I had a lot of pregnancy complications, and then I almost died, actually. I was in the ICU with septic shock right after he was born. Me and all my health problems, we don't need to talk about that. That can be a video for a whole different time. So today, this little boy had a doctor's appointment, and then we went to Target to shop for some Easter basket goodies. He got some egg bites from Starbucks. Ooh, he took a nap and then he just woke up. So we're probably gonna finish up this project, and then I'm gonna cook dinner. My husband will get home soon, and then we'll spend some time together as a family, and then I'll probably go back to work after. This one goes to bed. What do you think? Thank you. Should we wrap it up? Oh, Cameron.